understand the depths of his love in such a way when he tells it, Jeremiah, I knew you even before you're in your mother's womb. What? I don't know if I understand it, but I can tell you this. When I experience his love, I get an understanding. There is a love that I feel that nothing else can compare to it. When we say every fiber of our being, that is entrenched with a love that this world cannot give. It's a love and encounters of the things that I've seen with these natural eyes. Things that I don't describe in sermons because you would think I was flaky. Divine encounters of one who is alive today. Heaven that is so real and the angelic realm that is so real. It's not just something that I can just believe because I heard about it, but I can tell you with what I've seen. And he encountered me even in the young age, in the teenager years, that forever changed the course of a life and a heart, that I could not live whatever the American dream would be, because I was captivated by love in such a way that I knew there was a dream greater than the American dream. One of my greatest encounters was in Buenos Aires, Argentina. Claudio Frasian, a revivalist that's so incredible, such a blessing to our generation. They've been having revival in Argentina for years. And because Dr. Rodney Howard-Browne had him at one of the services, I didn't know who he was. And for those at the school know that I don't speak Spanish. I barely do good at English sometimes. And he spoke Spanish. And I was one of those where, for some reason, there is impartation and anointing. There really is impartation. And this particular time, I didn't know him. I didn't know who he was, or I didn't know what his ministry was doing. But I felt like I just needed to shake his hand. That's a hungry person's secret way of going incognito for impartation. Just give you a heads up. And so I'm there at the end of the service. I went down. I'm one of those. I went down. And he was already going out the special minister's door. And I'm thinking, man, I missed it. I really felt. And he forgot something. You know my testimony. He forgot something and turned and came back to the seat. And I'm like, yes. I knew it. And as he comes to me, and I'm in my mind thinking I'm going to reach out and shake his hand. But before I know it, I'm hugging him. And I said, I love you. Exactly. In my mind, I'm like, Greg, you idiot. Why did you just tell this man you love him? He may not even understand the English of it, but why? It didn't make sense. And he looked that startled look in his face, grabbed what he was missing and left and went back out the exit door before this crazy guy did anything else. And that moment, I started walking back. And I don't know why so I started walking back. I didn't plan on going into the details of this, but I had come to this church service. It was at Life at the time, which is far away from Morrow. Morrow's the other side of the world from Life. And so, but I was there, and Pastor Sandy and Melissa, who was my girlfriend at the time. We weren't married. And I'm standing there, and I feel like a hot shower coming on me that the glory of God just kept rising and ministering to my life. And before I knew it, I'm leaning so much on Melissa. She's doing this. And I'm trying not to cause a scene. Church is over. You know how church people do after church. They're talking. And I'm sitting down. They had pews at the time. And I'm sitting in the pew. And it just kept going. The love of God kept showering on me in such a way to where before I knew it, I'm on the ground underneath the pew. Now I am feeling the heights of joy, the electricity of power, all balled up into one. and I'm down on the ground with, I've never, so that was Claudio. Now I get to be at his church in Buenos Aires because of Jimmy McDonald. And again, I don't speak Spanish, and they're showing this video in his church. It was the fifth service of thousands of people crammed in this, big church. And he shows a video of a crusade that he was doing. Fire of God. I'm not even going to try to butcher it in Spanish, but that's what he was saying. And as he's doing Fire of God in this soccer stadium full of people, not to see a soccer game, but they were there for a service. And the fire of God was falling. And the same thing